1984 8 Minutes Recap Themes, Characters and Symbols by Melanie Guerrero, Estefanía Mejía, María Camila Romero Rincón, María Paula Gamboa, and Catalina Martínez.
Central theme. The central theme of 1984 is control. It is represented by the fact that the party wanted to maintain the absolute power over the country through the political control. In 1984, the political control is represented by totalitarianism, which is a way of controlling citizens totally by an absolute state authority. Orwell wanted to make the readers realize the dangers of this type of control and how it leads to enforced repression.
The party wanted to maintain power by controlling one's mind through brainwashing revolutionary ideas against the omnipresent leader, Big Brother. Moreover, the party wanted to eliminate human desires and turn them into devotion and loyalty to the party.
The party also had control over their citizens' body, making their nervous system their biggest enemy. In fact, they were watching every facial expression that showed their position against the party. When any revolutionary sign was shown, they tried to condition their minds with physical torture. For example, Room 101 when Winston confronted his worst fears.
These three ways of control were accomplished through technology using telescreens, which were mandatory to the members of the outer party and could not be turned off. Additionally, the political and psychological control were achieved by the two-minute state, and the physical control was fulfilled through the physical jerks.
Language. The party considered that shortening language was very important because it limited the capacity of thinking. The clear example of this type of control was Newspeak, which was the language of the party that was engineered to remove any possibility of rebellious thoughts.
It is divided into three sections. A vocabulary, which contains words such as
Uncold plus cold.
The vocabulary, which contains words for political purposes such as
good thinker,
Double
Plus good.
dog,
speaker.
and C vocabulary, which includes scientific terms like INSOC, English socialism.
Characters.
Winston is a 39-year-old member of the Outer Party of Oceania, one of the superstates in which the world is divided. Winston is a dreamy but fatalist man who works at the Ministry of Truth in the editing of a newspaper, and who secretly hates the government and opposes the ways used by the party to control and manipulate everybody's life and mind. Throughout the story, he is described as thin, frail, and intellectual, and he expresses his desire to rebel against the system someday.
Julia is another member of the Outer Party who works at the fiction department at the Ministry of Truth. She claims to have had affairs with many members of the party and ends being Winston's lover, although they are different in several aspects. They are alike in their hatred to the party, their mutual sexual desire, and their revolutionary dreams, although Julia is concerned about a personal rebellion by which she is able to enjoy sex and avoid being caught. Julia is described as sensual, pragmatic, and as a pleasure seeker.
O'Brien is a powerful member of the inner party who gained Winston's trust by pretending to be part of the Brotherhood. He represents the cleverness and mystery of the party and of the entire system due to his ability to trick a revolutionary and intelligent character as Winston is. Orwell gives a complete turn to O'Brien's personality when he reveals how O'Brien tortures and brainwashes Winston in the name of the party.
Mr. Sharrington is a member of the thought police who tricks Winston and Julia as well. He pretends to be a kind and simple owner of a store in the Pearl District. He rents Winston a room without a telescreen, where he can carry out his affairs with Julia, showing a rebellious behavior. What Julia and Winston did not know was that in that same room, their revolutionary dreams were going to be turned into ashes.
Goldstein is the legendary leader of the Brotherhood, who seems to have been a member of the inner party, who rebelled once. He represents a great influence in the story even though he never appears, due to the fact that he is described as the most treacherous man in Oceania. His actual existence was never confirmed.
Paperweight. This symbol represents the previous years, but due to the fact that people from Oceania are being surrounded by propaganda so as to abolish any possible thought of past, it is just a symbol of no hope.
Fortunately,
Some remnants of the past do remain. For example, the paperweight that fascinates Winston. He buys it as an attempt to
Reconnect.
with the past. When the thought police come to lead Winston and Julia away, the glass paperweight is
Shattered.
on the ground. This represents that Winston's chances at recovering the past are
Shattered.
2.
Room 101. The place where there is no darkness is one of the most significant symbols found throughout the novel. This place is actually the most darkest, creepy, and fearful place someone might be in. And the only reason why it is called that way is because the lights of that gloomy location never go out. Furthermore, it represents in some way Winston's approach to the future, because since the beginning, the only illusion he seems to have hidden within his pessimistic and doomed
Thoughts.
is going to that place that was mentioned by O'Brien once in a dream, and that never faded away from his mind.
Big Brother. Big Brother is watching you.
Watching you, watching you, watching you.
Watching you.
Big Brother is the face of the party, the leader behind the great power. His enormous face remains in a poster. His eyes appear to follow you when you move. He may not even be real.
maybe the party just hired an intimidating-looking male model to make those posters.
Big Brother appears to be an invincible and fierce protector, a symbol of wisdom and majesty.
Ministries. All of the ministries have very ironic names. The Ministry of Truth, Mini-True, is where Winston Smith works. Its role is to change the past and to spread lies. It concerns itself with news, entertainment, education, and the fine arts. The Ministry of Peace
Minipox.
conducts wars. The Ministry of Love, Love, maintains law and order, is in charge of the police. These include things like the thought police. The Ministry of Plenty, Mini Plenty, takes care of economic affairs.
And we're gonna let it burn, 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 burn.